Hopefully.
A thing. Okay, what time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And our ritual of hoping
1, 2, 3,
to
4, 5,
catch
7.
the stream. And yep, they don't want us to start on time. No, it's my fault. It's my fault. Hey y'all, yeah.
Oh wait, dang, not live. There we go.
Oh, there it is. There it is. And yeah, it's my fault because we haven't been here in a couple weeks. But life be lifing, man.
Listen,
we can't always take time out for these streams. Oh, but how's things, Meeks?
I'm tired. I hurt my back. So if you see me making all these faces, it's pretty bad. I have on like a lidocaine patch right now, and I took a handful of acetaminophen because that's all I could take, and I'm kind of struggling.
Well, hopefully we can slide through like we did the last one, and pop all these out as soon as I can find my notes. Whew. See, we did have this scheduled for last week, y'all.
When I tell you I was
the breakdowns,
I was exhausted.
That is what you have to do sometimes.
And I was like knocking out, and it was like an hour.
That was me last night.
I was like, I can't do it. And then immediately I went to the room, went to sleep. I went to sleep at like 8 o'clock. Woke up at 6 a.m.
Ew.
Slept straight through. Straight through.
Very early.
I was like,
hey, Lady Starfall, good evening, madam.
Hello. I was knocked out. I couldn't do it. And then I had to go in for Thanksgiving. And then I had to come home and cook. I'm like,
oof. That's a lot.
Well, I didn't have to cook a lot, but still just going into work. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I meant. The art of going into work and then having to come home and cook.
I wanted to lay down and be diagonal.
Couldn't
do that. Was not allowed.
Yeah. And I was telling Meeks that I apologize in advance. I may go into coughing fits because what I was cooking, and I wasn't even cooking anything extra, had a larger smoke effect than I thought it would. So yeah, I have fans on in the background. Hopefully y'all can't hear them.
But yeah.
All right. So where do we end up?
We left off with we ended episode 4, so we're getting ready to do 5 through 8.
So we're in episode 5. Yes. And my is this the right one? Yeah. My first note is Oz starts off scheming again, right out the gate.
He just can't let stuff lay. He
can't. Not ever. Like, he's got his lower guys coming in, tells them what's going down with the shrooms. Like, hey, we got the stain coming in, and if we play it right, we can get her done, and we can actually get some real funds in here and start running shit, and talking the talk that I'll be talking. And what's going on with Sal? He did remember he gave that guard some funds to take Sal out. And I don't know what the other guards look like at the prison, but maybe you shouldn't have gave this dude the cash who was smaller in frame and muscle and height than the man you sent him after, and he had no skills at all.
None.
Because Sal handled that easily and got out. He took a stab. He took one stab exactly. And then he shut that dude down, stole his keys, and absconded out to a safe house.
The fact that he was able to leave it doesn't matter if you have keys. You still have to walk through a place where
who else was there? Like, were there no other guards out on duty?
They was like, cool, he's walking out, y'all. He got keys. It's fine. He's got keys.
But the keys don't go to the front gate of the prison. They don't go to the guard tower that you have to walk through.
He's got keys.
How did that work?
I'm just like, okay, well,
did he grab somebody's fake ID as he was bleeding on the way out?
Even then, there's still cameras at like the logistics of Sal getting out, and he was just like in and out. I was like,
you know what? It's Gotham.
You know what? Okay,
we're thinking about it way too hard. This is Gotham.
I'm just like,
people get out of Arkham easier than this.
Yep. But during all of this, Oz is so stupid. Like, this is why I just
exactly Lady Starfall. Exactly that.
He can't He can't. Like, if he
Not
had just
for
left it
1
alone
second.
and stick to one plan, it wouldn't be that bad.
The shit would have played itself.
He's bouncing around, and then he takes Sal's son on top of all of that. Hey, JD.
Oh, hold on. Can we talk about Sal's son and the stupidity? What's going on, bruv? Thank you. Appreciate you. Homie, you were on here on the live stream.
Yep.
While you're rolling up.
Yep.
Talk about, we about to come through. Them Romans about to take back everything that got stolen from us on the live stream. Like, I understand it's Gotham, like we just said. It's Gotham. You should expect shenanigans. But bro, why are you broadcasting your location? Because
people are stupid. Like, the people who grew up with this social media available, they don't understand that there's some things you just don't put on there, because no matter how you slice it, it's going to look bad for you. Okay, even if I was doing the crime, you will never see me being like, well, you know what I'm finna do today? I'm finna go get this money. I'm gonna get this money. I'm finna go, do this job with this
I'll
bank.
be right over here at 8:05 and 30 seconds.
You will never, ever hear it from me. I will just be gone and come back and be like, oh my gosh, is that a new necklace? It is.
I'm like, oh, you left already? Yeah.
It is a new necklace. It's great. Thank you.
We're in the middle of a gang war, bro. Now, granted, you didn't know that your pops was breaking out at this point in time, but that's okay. You didn't need to know that. What you did need to know is that you should not be broadcasting your fucking location across the city.
He got him all the way hemmed up. And the thing is, if you're that high profile of a person, why are you sitting in any location with both of your ears covered?
Where are the guards?
He had guards in there. He had guards in there. The problem was, he had on these noise canceling earbuds, blasting his music loud with his back to the door. He also was straight up telling people what the plan. The plan doesn't even matter at this point, because it was Oz. Like, Oz just needed to know where he was, and he knew where he was. He was getting a tattoo done.
Hey, KC.
But I'm just like, he had all of this, and he had back to the door, music blasting, like.
They shouldn't have even been able to get in that building.
Exactly. But they sprayed the whole front of that building. Anybody who was in the front of that building got it, and they ran in there. But I'm just like, sir, if you're such a high profile person, why are you sitting in public?
Why are you couldn't have gone over to Metropolis and got your tattoo done?
Not even that. Just, why are you sitting in public with your ears and
covered? Not paying attention?
I feel like that's mafioso 101. You got to be aware of your surroundings.
It just and I refuse to believe that Sal and Lady Chrissy did not teach him better.
He was just complacent. They ran for so long. Nobody's gonna test him. Nobody was gonna touch him.
Absurd.
I'm just like, well, sir, that's why you got joint. That's why you got joint in the middle of getting a tattoo, and it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
But Oz does what Oz does, and then calls Chrissy and Sal, or Chrissy, and being like, yeah, I got your son. And then doesn't Sal call him or something like that?
Yeah, Sal called. So yeah, that's later.
Because they got back together, because he had to figure out how he got got the son, like, for ransom.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't. I can't.
It was absurd. It really was.
Me too, Lady Starfall. I was like, he sat at the table, and Michael went up and went to the bathroom, grabbed the gun from the toilet. Like, sir, you got to be aware of your surroundings. That's what I kept.
You have to be ready. You have to be ready.
It's
again.
ridiculous.
You said your pops used to run this town, and yes, you're correct. He did. Why were you not still operating like he did?
Because
dumb and cocky. Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Just stupid.
Idiot.
But that's most of the younger generation as the reason why they put all their business on the internets. Yeah, all of their business on the internets.
All of it. Not everything needs to be said in y'all's live streams. Just in case y'all didn't know that. Yep. But we leave the hostage takedown. They want to trade. They want to give the kid back for the shrooms. So yeah, we'll cut back to that in a minute. But we jump back over to Vidi, who is who we find out is Sophia's mom's cousin.
Stupid.
And yeah. He again, because Vidi is a dumbass. He's sitting here trying to, I guess, gain sympathy points Talking about how him and his cousin were so cool. Like, I tried to help her. I had a car waiting for her, but she wouldn't leave because you two damn kids. Sir. Is that what you thought was the right thing to say?
Okay.
Sophia?
Okay.
So you knew that her dad was putting hands on her mama.
And doing all this fuck shit.
And you didn't help.
Okay.
Now she has reason to dislike you even more, dude. She already
care.
Now you're making her be even more overly vindictive. Now she has to use you as an example.
I felt like she was going to do that anyways because she didn't like him.
I think she was. I think now she just enjoys it more.
I think that she was. At
not first, it was just business, but now,
it's like, okay, let's go ahead and call the banners. Hey, call the banners. Get everybody in here
immediately.
Get everybody in here real quick so we have a conversation.
Have a talk. Let's have a talk. And I do love the way she set that up because she came straight in like, "Yep, I understand how it's been." What it's been, but it's not like that anymore. This is it right here. Again, as we've always said, we are of House Gigante because we're Team Sophia around these parts. And she pulls out the big money bag, and then she sits me and while she's talking, she purposely leads the conversation in this direction because she knew Vidi was going to say some bullshit, and Vidi was Vidi, and he said some bullshit.
It's not even saying some bullshit. It was just him trying to
trying to still make it seem like his word is worth something. No, exactly. Your word is not worth a damn thing because the only thing she needs you for right now is
just to get everybody here. Literally,
because you're all here. What? Not even that. But as of right now, in that room, he's the only made man. It's like Joe Pesci when he got the made man marker in Casino. Now he's the only made man, and he's up here trying to talk to. Nope, we're not even gonna finish that sentence. He takes one to the dome,
exactly,
and immediately she makes it clear without saying any words. Even this motherfucker can get got. She has her full Oren Ishii moment, and I approve. I completely approve.
Well, I mean, the more importantly is to show people that being a made man doesn't matter. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, don't
give a shit about that over here. We don't give a shit about that over here because it's not important. Because what we want to do is go outside the system, and that's why we're here. We got to go outside the system instead of having money men in the middle, made men like him. I'm just giving it directly to you.
I'm just giving it to you. Now, you want to come get this check or not?
To you, exactly. Do you want this money or not? And they were like,
and they were hungry, and of course they were hungry because they have always been the lower level dudes.
It's real.
So they're like, oh no, okay, we get to have a chance. Yes, please, thanks. We'll have some more.
But I just felt like this was a detriment to her. She's always trying to play and just. I would have left. I would have done what I did in episode 4. I would have packed my bags and I would have just left. I'm not dealing with none of this. Like at this point, why would I want to sit here and try to participate in a system that was actively trying to get rid of me and still is actively trying to get rid of me? Like I just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Bro, you have literally all of the checks. You have all of the funds.
I'm emptying.
You have all of the bank accounts.
Take it.
You can snatch all of that. I wouldn't even stop to light the house on fire. Once we get there, I understand why she did it, but it was unnecessary. Yeah, you could have just snatched all of that shit up and rolled out. And eventually we'll get to her making that exact decision. She just did it too late.
Did it way too late. Yeah. But after checking on Sophia, we go back. Don't click that. We go back. I had opened Twitter and it was like, oh, don't you want to enroll for 40%? No, I don't.
No, as a matter of fact, we do not. Nope.
No Twitter, I don't.
Thanks.
I've migrated over to Blue Sky. No, thank you.
And also, if y'all out here paying for that Twitter, I will be migrating very soon. I haven't done it yet, but I will be.
Sitting over there minding my business. But we go back to Oz, who has officially ransomed the son to the Maronis, or the Falcon. Yeah, the Maronis. And they agreed to meet at a place. And of course, it's just supposed to be Chrissy and one guard as they negotiated. And once again, a well-placed plan by Oz gets thrown out the freaking window. Why?
Because he can't
keeps
help
trying
himself.
to bulldoze. If he'd have just sat there and waited, just like 2 seconds, waited, the shooting gallery wouldn't start it. But he walked in there expecting to literally run over Chrissy and just do whatever. They're like, here, take your son, and we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna grab the truck and we're gonna leave. Like, what makes you think that they're gonna do that before they get the son? What makes you think they're gonna relinquish the product before they get the son? Dumb. And so he's walking over there dripping, and I'm like, you know what that is.
I have questions. See, and see, you know what that is. Yeah. I knew what that was. I think everyone that was watching also knew what that was. I know everybody in the chat. I know y'all saw it. Y'all knew what it was.
Yes.
How were you in that room and you couldn't smell that nearly immediately? But then also, once he gets right up to you in your face and your arms are around him, how did you not smell the obvious gas that he was doused in and hurry up and drag and tiptoe him out the door? Matter of fact, she shouldn't even been down there by herself, just like she had people waiting in the wings. Which, smart, absolutely, that's what she should have done. She should have also had a big burly motherfucker standing next to her, though, put his ass over the shoulder and hightail it the fuck out of there.
There was somebody next to her. There was one person next to her.
He wasn't big enough.
That is the one person. But my thing is, I'm like, you know it and you smell it. You just need to get the hell out of Dodge. Get the hell out.
Don't stand there hugging him.
Yes,
you can hug him later.
You should have just
the hell out.
By this time, one of the Oz's guys had made their way over to the truck, and this is where it gets real stupid.
The doors started closing. The doors for the carport started closing, and they still stayed there hugging.
I don't know what was released from the ceiling. It was like a gas. I don't know what was released.
It was a fire suppression system. Yeah, it came out after he lit them on fire.
Okay, so all of that happened.
Hell and came down.
And Oz's stupid self once again
sitting
not
there
paying attention,
smiling.
Not even sitting there smiling, not paying attention to the fact that what did she say about these mushrooms? What did she say? They are very temperamental. Do not touch them. They are sensitive. So what do you do?
Change the temperature at all.
You don't even cover them up before you leave, or you don't even try to do any of that. They're open into the air with the fire suppression hitting them. And I'm just like, well, there goes the mushroom.
You know what? I mean, even before that, they were cooked. The only ones that were covered were the ones that were in the buckets that were sealed.
But all of that
was already dead. The whole thing, all of that was already dead from the air.
They were not dead because they were covered.
You think so?
No, they were covered. Because when they were taken off and the cover fell off of them, they looked fine. They all looked fine and normal.
They all looked super gray and left. Like not red.
No, not until he parked the car and looked at it. Was like, yeah, we got stuff. I'm like, you ain't got nothing. You did all of that for what? For nothing. You did all of that.
Two buckets that he also almost lost because you don't have the facility where they come from anymore.
Yep, and took stuff without knowing anything about it. But luckily he was able to have good people around him that help him flip that. But still, I'm just like, sir, you keep putting roadblocks in your own way.
In your own way. He didn't have to be doing any of this. Granted, you want more power. I understand that. But you could have easily been getting these bags easily because the shit was selling like hotcakes. If you would have just stayed by Sophia's side for a little bit. Waited. And then obviously some other shit might have popped off, and then you could come in and make him move. All this twisting and turning you did, everything bad that ends up happening in the last 2 episodes is his fault
because it
didn't have to go that way. Yep.
Like you could have just waited, just let it simmer. You didn't
have none of this shit set up. You had to go and let it cook. Oz, literally, let it cook.
Trash.
But he had to rush then to find a place to where these last 2 buckets you can get in. The dudes are like, oh, well, we can get some more, and he turns around and looks like, from where?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Sophia has the contacts.
Why didn't you think about that, you dummy? Sophia don't need the 2 buckets you got. She has the guy.
Special.
How are you gonna replenish?
He just frustrates me because
he's so
he could be so successful if he would just stop stepping on his own toes.
And honestly, if he wasn't so ridiculously ambitious as he was. Now, is he smart in some of the moves he does?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
He's 100%. Able to think on his feet, which I do
and he's
like.
very good at thinking quick on his feet. Absolutely. But this all of his actions here in these couple scenes, trash. This is why you had to work so hard to get to the little bit of semblance where you are.
Mm-hmm. But my favorite part in this whole entire episode is when, after he realizes that he only has 2 buckets of the mushrooms, and I think Sal calls him and tells him, I'm out. Trying to put him like, I'm out. He was like, you know what? I'm about to call your wife. Because the moment I said, what, call your wife, he said the same thing. I was like, exactly. Like, don't argue. Just tell him to call his wife. See what happens. And I was like, yeah. And that's the thing about the Maronis. They were a real family. They were a real family. So the death of his
Sophia
son
says
and
that later.
His wife hurts the hell out of him. And I'm just like, well,
because they weren't just pieces in the puzzle to be shifted. No, they were truly moving as a unit, as they should have been.
They should have been. Like the Falcones would have been a completely different family had
Carmine would have moved like this.
Oh my God, they would have had a problem,
bro. They would not. They would not.
Yeah, they would,
and they would have still taken over everything. Carmine would not be dead. If they were moving like the Maronis. Unfortunately.
But I mean, now he knows that Sal is not dead. And he's out. And he's like, well, I can't go back home. No, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
You definitely cannot.
You technically don't have a home to go back to, because your shit is now in shambles. Because you're still the head, but you don't really got that cushy seat no more, because Lady Chrissy ain't there no more. And also, Penguin show runners, fuck y'all for bringing Lady Shorey in here for just this one little couple episodes.
Listen, that's what she should. That's what she's good for. That's a little oomph. And
she was fantastic. She was fantastic.
And it leads, her demise leads to extra oomph, because you can tell what type of person she is. Like the old guard is gone. Family first, like all that stuff is gone. So that makes sense that they had to give her that exit. But I'm just like, man, wait, what's your next show again? What's your next show? I miss you.
Right. Anytime I hear her voice,
I miss you.
And I'm in like the other room, I said, oh shit, what is this? What is it? What trailer is this? Whatever it is, I'm sold.
Watching. Sat,
immediately.
If you will. Sat. But yeah, so Oz couldn't go back home. He had to go get his mother. He had Vic go get his mother. They had to leave. She couldn't stay in her house.
Yep, because they staying in the hood.
Yep, and he was like, take her somewhere safe. And the only place that Vic thought to take her was someplace where nobody would really look for her. On point.
Why? I still don't understand why he didn't just have her sit in fucking Metropolis somewhere. This didn't have to be a problem.
He would have to get her there at this point, because he's too busy trying to rule what's going on right now.
Yeah,
I think leaving.
He could have had her there.
He should have, but he did not, because he wanted to have her close by, and not to mention with her dimension stuff. You don't want to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Put her in an actual facility. Change her name. Pay the people that you have to pay. You had the money to cover that.
No, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that with the dementia, she's going to be volatile if she does not recognize her surroundings. That's
there are specifics. They have people that are specifically trained for that.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people are trained for it. She has to be comfortable and in her surroundings. It's her, not the people. It's her. So if he is going to put her in a situation where she is flipping out all the time, he's not going to like that, because above all else, he loves and wants to protect his mother, and that's not protecting her. And with the dementia, you have like
almost get her killed
all the time. But at least she's in the area and she knows where she is. Like even with Vic at Crown Point, she knows that area because they used to live there. But
yeah, they used to live there. But
and so it takes her back further, which is why she's confused more often.
Also puts her in. The confusion was there, yes, but it also puts her in like a worse mood because she hated being there.
Yep,
when she was there.
And it's going to put him in a worse mood because he remembers what he did when he was there. Trash.
We'll talk about that when we get to the episode. But I have big thoughts on him and that nonsense he did.
So I understand why he didn't move her to Metropolis. I get it because she's not going to be used to that. Now, if he from the very beginning moved her ass out there, and that's where her dementia started, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. But nah, he's a I don't want to say greedy. What's the word? He is a very self-absorbed person, and he wants to have his mother near him at all times, the way that he can get to her quickly.
Yeah, he has.
And so it was
mommy
about him
issues.
and his comfort, and then her and her comfort, and then everybody else. But yeah, so Crown Point they are. Crown Point they are. And she's like, I remember living here.
You know who else?
Trash.
You know who else is in Crown Point? That little boy Squid.
I hate that.
Yeah. Had to get yourself there, huh?
Child, listen.
I heard that.
Trash. Trash. And trash. So
random
now Vic has to avoid Squid because he doesn't know how to handle him and protect Oz's mom at the same time. And so Oz gets back there, he sees what they, what they're working with. And he's like, okay, well, there's some things that we can fix, some things that we can, get together. But I got to figure out where base is going to be. And it has to be someplace nearby. And then he remembers, he sees a subway token. I think it was a subway token, was it?
I think it was one of the coins, I think it was.
Yeah, and he sees that and he thinks, and he's like, okay.
And the light bulb, aha.
Exactly. Since mom is asleep, let's have a, come on over here. Let's
go
have a
for
conversation.
a walk.
Let's have a walk and talk.
Yeah.
Let's do a little walkie-talkie. And he walks him down there, and they assess the situation that Oz remembered was there, and he was like, "This will work, and it'll also be great for growing mushrooms," which she is correct. Moist,
like
damp,
it's it's moist, it's warm, it's damp
dark,
and dark. Do you know what could thrive down here? And of course, Vic is on the level. Mushrooms.
Yep.
You don't say.
And that is where we leave off for episode 5.
And that is where we left off there. We see where the setup is going to be, which honestly makes sense because it is Penguin, and he notoriously has bases usually that are in the old abandoned subways and tunnels and stuff. So that made sense. Plus, also that was him and his brother's playground when they were going. So he knows those tunnels like the back of his hand. I think he probably knows them better even than the neighborhood.
So I'm like, I feel like this whole entire episode, the little banana split music, that music could have been playing throughout the entire episode with following the penguin.
No, right.
Every single thing.
No dialogue, no nothing. Just run that at like 2 times.
I'm gonna be over here
and play that.
Yep. I'm gonna be over here. I'm over here. Like, sir, if you just stick with one thing, you wouldn't be in the mess that you're in. You did it to yourself, sir.
Oh man.
Very politely. And you did it to yourself.
There is one moment here actually just popped into my brain. Sometimes I feel like mom just be doing shit just to do shit. Because she makes sure to slow herself up and like takes her time getting to the door after not even after being told that, hey, we need to hide. No, it's after she notices how Vic is trying to move once he saw Squid. I'm like, look here, you messy bitch. I need you to not right now. Okay, can you do that when we get in the house? Do that when we get in the house.
I need you to move.
like come the fuck on.
If you want to stare, let's go to the the window.
Yeah. Once we get inside, though, not here from the street.
Inside.
Oh, I think this is my favorite penguin. I think.
I don't see Colin Farrell. I still don't.
I don't
see him.
Every now and then when he moves his face a certain way, and it's mainly around the eyes. I can tell, but no, I think this is fantastic acting. And they did have plans for him to actually look like himself and be more like the first iteration of the penguin, with the top hat and the full monocle with the big nose.
I
and all
like
that.
this.
What they did worked so much better.
Worked.
And
I think he did such a good job.
Colin Farrell is playing this masterfully. I feel like him and Sophia both need to get some awards.
The thing is, I don't know if they're going to. It's hard. This season,
I don't know. Yeah,
with television, it's so hard. There were so many excellent shows.
There's a lot of good drama out there this season.
This year was amazing for television shows, and I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do.
Indeed. Indeed. I'm just I have my fingers crossed that they will fully be recognized because a lot of times comic book shows and movies aren't even really given a chance in the running. No, what happened with Infinity War and Endgame, that you could say was a fluke.
But I also think that this particular show is not really a superhero show. It's like
No.
a mobster show. That's what it
Yeah,
is. Like
absolutely.
Inner city mob drama show. Like there is no Batman.
It just happens to be tied to the grander story.
And I think that's why I like it.
They put
better.
just enough. Yeah, they had just enough of the Easter eggs of the building blocks in there around the tower. I mean, Gotham itself is a character. The city itself is the character. So I really loved how they did all of these things, and we could see in the background, you know, with how Arkham was shown. And Sophia's place there, and also Shades. And I know Shades ain't his character name here, but that's what he forever will be. That's Shades to me.
Everybody, that's his name. That's he.
And you know, we'll see him in some things, and I feel like, and I'll get into it more once we get to the actual episode. But I love where they left him and Sophia in the story, because that totally leads into the way of canon from the comics and where that's gonna go next.
I was like, because I don't like Batman's comic book. I don't like the DC. Was DC? I never read any of the comics, but the 90s Batman show, just like on the 90s X-Men and Spider-Man shows, those cartoons, gold. That's what got me into Batman, was those cartoons. I was never into Batman. I like the animated series. I love that. I like the cheesier Batman movies.
The early movies, yes.
But I'm tired of Batman. I don't want to see. I tried like, because of this show, I tried to watch Batman before this, that this version of the Penguin was based on. I watched that movie on mute, fast forward with captions, and I'm like,
you did more than me. I've only seen that movie once. I got halfway through it. Not compelled to see it again.
I got halfway through it and stopped. It was slow. It was boring. Patterson looked like a emo Bruce Wayne.
He just looks like freaking emo Cedric Diggory now. Like Cedric's a little bit older, and he's wearing black paint on his face and trying to walk around. He's all sad because he lost the Goblet of Fire, and he's still depressed about it.
I tried, and I was like, you know what?
The best thing about that movie was Zoe, honestly, and that they set up Penguin. Zoe, love her. Love how she played Catwoman. That was giving me Eartha Kitt Catwoman.
But Batman, I was like, I don't.
But I didn't really care about Cedric. I really didn't care about Cedric.
That Penguin was over the top, and
Batman
I did enjoy
and Robin show.
Yes.
I remember the old 70s show. Adam West and
yes.
I forget the guys. I forget the boy's name that played Robin.
But yes, I did. I really like that because once again, it was cheesy. Like I said, I like a little cheese.
My stepdad actually used to watch that with me. I think my stepdad got me into that and Star Trek. So he would watch the original series and Next Generation. Great times.
I'm okay with that, man. I just want them to expand upon this universe, this DCU situation. And instead of just keep rebooting Batman every 3 to 4 years, it's just like Spider-Man.
They only ever do like the big three, which is why I think a lot of people liked how Spider-Man was run once they finally gave it back to the MCU to do it proper. They had to go over the origin. We already fucking know that story.
Exactly.
We don't need to do that again.
I appreciate that, but I just feel like DCU has a lot of work to do. And I like their TV shows.
Okay, one more sidebar question before we fully get into this next episode. Did you see what Sony did earlier today?
No. With what?
They released the first 8 minutes of the Craven movie.
I forgot that movie was coming out.
Everyone did, and that's why this was their like final home stress punch. Like, please go see our movie, guys.
We're not going to because you don't promote your movies. Why are you waiting till the last second to promote your movies? You should have been promoting your movies all year. Like,
but also they're just not doing that well with this freaking Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, and you don't have Spidey. You're making anti-heroes of a lot of these folks, and they're not anti-heroes. Some of them are legit straight up villains. Stop it.
To go back to the drawing board. They keep trying to make an expansive Marvel universe, but it took years to get here that they can just play around and pick what they want to bring in and put effort towards. Like, is it all great? No, not right now.
No.
But it was, and they had a plan for that, and you don't have a plan. Jesus. Like, you just, okay, Batman. Well, they didn't like that one, Batman. They're going to try something new. Hold on to your hats, Batman. This time, Batman and Scarecrow. They never seen a Scarecrow before, have they?
Yeah, Warner Brothers is real bad for that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. What universe, Mr.
What
Glass?
universe is Mr. Glass? They are separate. I don't believe they are connected to Marvel or DC.
That's Unbreakable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Unbreakable. It's Unbreakable, Glass, and then what was the one with the Beast?
I can't
where big beefy Burley had like 20 different people in his brain.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mr. Tumnus. That's why I always forget that he was Mr. Tumnus and he was little tiny skinny James McAvoy.
What? There you go.
When he first came out. Yeah.
What was Split? Was that Split?
Split. That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Split. Yeah. Split was the end of that trilogy, I believe.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
I just want to hug him sometimes.
There's so many mixed feelings.
He just like sometimes like to me like The Sixth Sense and The Village, which are my favorites.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good, and then he just like
the twists are nice.
And Signs,
and then he does other stuff. Signs was also great.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Actually, Heavy Spoilers just put out a Signs full breakdown. Go check that out.
Signs.
Shout out to Paul and MT.
First of all, I every time I think about Samuel in that Mr. Glass, let me just say something. It just reminds me of my hair when I'm trying to like do like a part and I'm trying to be cute. And in the morning it looks real cute because my hair is wet and so it like stretches the curls a bit. And then as it dries towards the end of the day, I look like Mr. Glass. And then I realize that's hairstyle is not for me. I can't do that. I look like Samuel. I look like Frederick Douglass. I look like
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, his hair in that whole series was given Frederick Douglass.
That's how I feel.
Which isn't bad, but yeah,
that's
not everyone can rock that. I don't think you have a Frederick Douglass cut every fall.
I do.
No,
I do.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Okay. I do. Because my hair does not shape. Oh goodness! Not chokies.
Sorry. I don't, dude. The smoke to my eyes has cleared, but yeah, my nose.
Did you put like pepper in the pan first, or like because if you hit the pepper,
there was a little, but it wasn't like burning right in the pan. I had the oil to coat it, so it wasn't nothing should have been burning. It's weird. Well, anywho, back to the show. And this we got they fully pushed forward. Oz has the room now, and he's just worried about getting the generator fixed, but the operation is up and running. It's no longer them 2 buckets. He was able to cultivate them in time, so they got everything splashing. They're gearing up to get all of the product in so they can go in for a new deal and start making some sales. And that was my first note. They're having issues with the generator still because Gotham leaders are all sloppy and they're purposely pulling power from the hood, of course, to give
sounds
to
like Texas
to make sure that they have what they need. Yeah. But my second note for this episode is Shades is having fun being a new toy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they didn't show exactly what they were doing, but it was looking a little bit heavy.
They were doing some things. Things were thanging, and they like to be thanging together.
Yeah. While he was tied up,
and she was just—I don't know what she was doing either, because it was her. Well, at this time, did she and this is the episode where where Sophia and Sal get together, right? This episode, or was it the episode before?
Yes, no, it's actually in the very next scene after this.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. I was like, one of them. No, it says it's in the last episode
where Sal and wait, what do you mean when they get together? You mean when they get a partnership?
Yeah, that's in the last episode.
No. They're about to have a meeting for dinner.
No, that was in the last episode.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah, that was in that was in the last episode. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, because by this time, after Shades and her come out of the room, she goes downstairs and she's talking to Sal in the kitchen. Like they're already together in episode 6. So they got together in episode 5 towards the end.
Okay, the conversation that she has when she gets downstairs, that's the note that I have.
Yeah, they are already together. They're already together and they're already working together.
Yeah, they've already been made the plan to co-op. Now he's just making dinner.
Yeah, because I'm like, we missed that. We didn't talk about that last time. But yes, they're a partnership now.
It was a quick blurb. Yeah, it was a quick blurb.
But for this one,
like my one note says Sophia partners with Sal, and that's it, because they didn't really mash out everything all the way.
No, but in this one, when she comes down to the kitchen, he's cooking, and he's like, "You're doing all of this like stuff, trying to like what are you doing? You're following the rules. You're waiting for people to do A, B, C, D, and E. We don't need to be waiting for anybody. Like, we need to be doing stuff. We need to do stuff, not wait. Like, what is the plan? What is the plan?" And I felt bad for Sal, because you can tell the death of his wife and son is like really weighing on him, as it should.
Very much.
As it should.
I think at this point here, both of them right now, they're kind of each other's stand-ins. And I'm sure that they, as those characters, they already see and know that. And it doesn't need to be spoken about, though, because they know what goal they're moving towards. They don't have to have that much of a heart-to-heart to see why this pairing, this partnership is a good idea. And this is where what we were talking about in the last episode, once they get to speaking, and Sophia looks at him like, my dad said that the Maroney's were always ridiculous on how they handled things, but I actually think you guys had it right. If it was family standing for family, then they would still have the family. And this is shown to Sophia specifically because of what he's cooking, and he's talking about he got all the recipes from Nadia's family, passed it down when they got married, and he started learning how to do it. And not just she, but both of them, they wanted to always be able to pass down those bits of their culture to their kids. So you make sure, you're going to learn how to make this fucking good ass meal, and you're going to learn how to teach your kids the way we taught you. And this is something that she never experienced or had a chance to experience with her father. Sal fills that role now, and here, while he's missing being able to pass down all these lessons and recipes, he couldn't do that with his son. Even if he would have been out, I think his son is just too much of an idiot. He's more on Alberto's range in my book, but he has that now with Sophia, and she is an attentive pupil. While she is in charge, that is obviously known. She knows where she sees when she needs to take direction, and if it's a good direction, she takes that. And he tells her straight up, even with like the bowls of what to eat in, he by that time has shown this is why these small things are important when you're putting this dish together. And she stops like, wait, no. This tastes too damn good. We're not going to use that bullshit. Not here. Put it into good china.
Like,
and I think that conversation that they have is probably my favorite scene of this episode.
I just like the relationship that they have.
Where they vibe. Yeah.
They work. But the problem is that she doesn't know exactly what she's doing, and she's trying to follow rules that were laid out before her by the rest of the family, by her father, without understanding
that were never meant for her.
And that's why Oz is out here flourishing. Like, what are you doing? What is the plan against Oz? You don't have like, oh well, I have the supplier, they have to deal with me. No, they don't.
They don't. People will buy from whoever they will buy from.
Exactly.
Your dad knew that. And where the hell do you think Penguin learned it? Watching your dad.
Like, so you have to come up with something new, different. You got to be able to block, do something. And so that's what she does. Her plan is to cut the supply from the customer side, get rid of all the dealers and stuff on the street. She's like, that's the plan. That's the plan we're going to do. And he was like, okay, that's something. That's something.
It's something to give the boys something to do right now. If she would have thought about it a little bit more, though, that would have been a folly plan, because all that's going to give you is dead bodies around the city and people getting more and more fearful of coming out. No matter how much you're chosen, if you think you might die, you're not going to go out. And then that kills the business for everybody.
That's what she wants. She's fine. She has money. The goal at this point is not to run a
him
business. The goal is to take him out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Stop him from making more money and making people come to her, which is what her plan was.
That's just it's the long way to go about doing
I would just like kill Oz.
Yeah.
Just help.
All you have to do is set the trap. Don't do, and I'm saying this because this is exactly what we get. Don't do the villain monologue and all this other nonsense. Just as soon as you see him, bow, just like you did VD.
You know that
one to the
I'm
head.
sorry, I was thinking so hard about where this came from. It was Sansa Stark when she was talking to Jon right before the Battle of the Bastards. Don't do what he wants you to do, and he was like,
"Yeah, yeah."
What does that mean?
Like, what do you mean?
And no explanation.
Don't be. That was one of the most frustrating fucking things with Sansa's ass. That's why I will always call her Sansa Tully, just like her damn mama.
Because she was like, just don't do what he wants you to do.
Okay, what is it you think he wants me to do? And then I'll know not to do that.
No help, no nothing. So that's what I felt like in this instance. Like she was like, okay, I won't do that, but I won't do the thing that I think he wants me to do. Like, no, you gotta somebody assist. She needs assistance. I would have just killed him. I would have just taken him out. Period.
Quickly. Fast.
Period. I'm not here to be dealing in money. Like, at this point, you guys should have been all about the revenge. And then once you got the revenge, you should have left the business to whoever was left. Like, left the business, the house, whatever, to whoever was left, so you can go live your life. It's just frustrating me that she
all of your funds and shit out.
Gone. Take
all your funds and shit out. Get them where the hell it needs to go, overseas, wherever. Snatch up Shades, because he will literally be following you anywhere. Absolutely. And if Sal want to stay there and fight it out and take back over once Penguin's dead, okay, cool. Or just take him with you. And then you got two homies you can post up someplace else and take over
the business.
You don't need to stay in Gotham. Of all places, Gotham. Why would you stay here?
Why? There's no reason. There's no reason, especially if you have enough money to leave.
Exactly. And she had more than enough.
She did. And she did. And so while Vic was out and about, Squids. He ran into the Squids, and Squid was like, I see you out here, look at your new shoes. I see you out here with a fresh jacket. You're clearly making money, and I'm trying to get some of that money. So why don't you tell me what's going on?
Hook me up.
Hook me up. And I'd have been like, see.
Right there, I wouldn't have let him even finish that. As soon as he mentioned my shoes, he also would have called a video quickly. Mind this business. No, you know what? You just go ahead and mind this bullet. Now you have no business.
That
the
is
fuck out of
true.
my face.
I'm like,
the
just go
fuck
away.
Out of my face, Squid.
Go away. Like, I'm just trying to get this money. Like, don't you want us to all get money? No, because if I did, I would have brought you in the first place.
Exactly.
I don't like you.
You are way too fucking volatile. You couldn't barely deal with the shit even before the fucking flood. You were out here being a dumbass.
You out here still in hubcaps, so you could have gone to the junkyard. Like, what's wrong with you? You're also the wrong
pile of them.
You're also the wrong type of thinking. No, I will not. I will not. And so what does he do when he runs into him a second time? He threatens to go to Oz, or threatens to even go to the opposition, go to Sophia and Sal and tell him, like, I know somebody who's working with Oz, just to get into this business. And I'm so very glad that Vic was like, I got to do what I got to do. Now, granted, his little tummy hurt when he had to do it. I get it. I understand his panic. However, but you need to put him to sleep.
This is the life. This is the life. And you
put him in the arms of the angels. Like, get him out.
You knew this was the life, Vic.
Exactly.
You should have been prepping your space for this.
Exactly, because you were going to have to take care of it. Oz could not take care of this for you. You had to take care of it, because you could not bring this man back to his mother. Could you imagine him bringing Squid back to Oz's mom? Oh,
that would be would be a whole
plural.
Ridiculous, and she would automatically slip right back into it, and that would be Jack. She would look at him and see Jack.
Bodies hitting the floor.
I mean, honestly, you know what? That could have also been a smart move.
No, I meant
saw
Oz.
That.
Yes, Oz coming in and being pat, both of them down.
He saw that, and it would have been done.
Both of them. No Vic, no Squid. Period. Not over his mama. Absolutely not. So I'm like, I'm glad he did that, and I know his tummy hurt. He shouldn't even taken it. You know, the thing that actually pissed me off about that part is he came up to him and said, talk to him,
we don't have any more openings right now,
I'm not
but
doing that.
I got you at the top of the list. But I mean, and here's
I'm
some
not doing
ends, just in case, I can bring you a little bit more next week.
I'm not
the
doing
fuck
that.
are you? What the hell are you bringing this man money for?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
You are purposely going to use your own fundage, part of your 1K a week, and give it to this asshat for breathing.
I'm not doing that.
We're not on the playground. We're not on the playground no more, Vic. Playtime is over.
All I got. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving you no money. My answer is no, because you're untrustworthy and you're trash, and I don't want
you're
to
way
be
too
associated
volatile.
with you. I don't care. I don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to have nothing. That's why I keep skipping over you. I want you to have nothing. I want you to leave me alone.
Yep.
Like, shit. Get your face out of my face and mind your business. You jabroni. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. All you had to do was stay there, wheeling and dealing with your homies like you were before we came back over here to Crown Point.
Trash.
And it wouldn't have been no thing. Hey, Michelle.
Trash.
But nah. He had to come in with that nonsense. And
that's why he got put to eternal sleep, as he should have. And
as he
went
should
to
have.
go, I think he went to go update Oz on something else, and then Oz saw his face and was like, "What's going on?"
Oz sees it, yeah.
And he looked at him. He was like, "So you handled it?" He was like, "Yeah, I handled it. Good. Did anybody see?"
All right, well, yeah, you ain't got shit to worry about.
All right, then we good. Then we Gucci.
All right, what you over here pouting for?
Yeah, and then I think he gets like a Doesn't one of the other guys come in and tell him like it's hard to keep stuff going because they need more power, and then he just gets frustrated and be like, "You know what?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He had something happens, I think, and the generators are going off again. And also Francis was talking about how, it is cold, and she can't play her music because of the rolling blackouts and all that. And I was just like, okay, you know what? I got you. He steps into his inner Rex as he sees it, and he goes and sees the man, which I think this is the start of where his master plan is going to lead, because what we see after this, talking to this councilman that he had to wrangle by pinching his nose, like that middle cartilage right there,
bruh, that shit
with the pliers. I was like, ooh,
watering. No thank you. No thank you. Because that's
absolutely
horrible.
Not. Absolutely not. Yeah. So he ends up, telling him like, look, I need you to get these generators going, or I'm gonna have to come back and see you.
Exactly.
And I don't think you want that, right?
We need power. Like, why don't we have no power? You keep where are you putting it? It needs to be back here. Because if you don't do what I want you to do, something's going to.
I'll kill you, and then the next person will remember, and they'll turn them on.
And then I will have what I want either way. Do you want to be here when I have it, or do you not want to be here when I have it?
I mean, your choice.
Which one?
You do get to choose.
Which one is that? You figure it out. And he was like, okay, we'll see what we do, see what we can do. Okay, good. And my favorite part is when he had parked so close to him to get him to come out of the car to like instigate the conversation or instigate the whole entire situation. So when he finally moved away, he was like, you got plenty of room to back out. You're over here freaking out. Just go ahead and back out.
Right. Just keep the damn car. You look.
You got
all you gotta do is keep the wheel straight. What are you doing? What, you want me to do it for you?
Exactly. Like, this is how you get out of here. Since you're so panicky, you had to get out of here. You're welcome.
Oh, goodness.
I was laughing so hard because I was like, I would have hit all that because I came back out straight to save my life. And I mess up every single time I back out of my garage.
How?
Because
there's a lot of room backing out of your garage, though.
No, but here's the thing. Now that there's two cars, I have to pull in and I have to like scooch over. And so when I back up, I have to do the same thing in reverse. And if I don't cut my wheel a certain way, I'll roll into the grass and hit the cans that are on the side. So I have to like cut it and then cut it again just to get out straight. And I'm like, I need a little Jesus every single time. I remember once I had to back up and then drive forward. I had to do Austin Powers because I was hitting the trash cans and I was not about to get out and get the trash cans up off the ground. So I had to stop and fix my car because I'm not getting out. I'm going to work.
And I can see your facial expressions doing that in my brain so clearly.
I've got somewhere to be.
That is hilarious.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Oh, Jesus. Not the smoky smokes.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
They winning.
I haven't coughed this hard since the last time I actually did smoke.
They winning.
Oof, Lord.
Mm-mm. But
Hey,
while
Jackie.
Oz was, hey Jackie, while Oz is doing all of this, Sophia and Sal break into Oz's apartment, which is funny because I don't know why they thought he was going to be there. Funny. And so they're looking around.
I don't know that they thought he was going to be there. I thought they went over there just to like trash the shit and try to find clues on how to get to him.
That makes more sense because I'm like, y'all didn't expect him to be there. I didn't think
they were looking for him there. Nah.
But that's what they did. They did trash the place, and she did find a clue. She found a picture of Eve.
And some panties.
Collateral damage. Because I'm like, you left a whole ass picture of this lady. Okay. All right. All right. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And also, not just a picture of Eve, but the panties, but wasn't there that when they were talking that Sal said, you know, we got to find somebody this guy cares about. And yeah, we saw that picture of Eve, but what's left unsaid because they don't know is Sophia says, well, he didn't have anybody because to her knowledge, Francis is dead.
Yep. So his mother is dead. His brother. So who's the kids in these pictures?
They died when they were young.
They died, when they were young, and his mother is dead too. So he was like, "How am I supposed to hurt somebody who doesn't have anybody to care about?" And that's when she goes in there and she sees the panties and she sees the picture of Eve with the, I can't remember what was on it.
I don't remember what was on it either.
But it was some kind of like note on it to be like with us.
Yeah, something would say something with affection. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they were like, "Yes, we got somebody." And Sophia being Sophia instantly went to the streets, was looking around like, okay, I remember this was the girl that he had at the club that we were doing the sale party from. Yep. Yeah, the drop party. So, and then she went down there, tried to talk to some of the ladies of the night that were walking the streets, and nobody would answer her. The way the block literally was like, nah. Who?
Nah. Who? Bitch, now you crazy. What?
Who? Girl,
are you sure? I don't know that bitch. What?
Who?
Come over here questioning me. I'm at work, bitch. Go on somewhere. Who? You scaring away the Johns.
What?
And
what was the girl's name?
Ends up saying something, Roxy.
Thank you.
And the minute I saw it was her, for a hot split second, I was like, hold on, Roxy, not you over here.
That's what I said
too. the baddest bitch in the realm right now. But then when I thought about it for a second, I was like, nah, there's something unseen here. And then cut to the scene, and I was waiting for you.
Yep, go upstairs. She's like, you don't seem surprised. Not at all, girl. I was waiting on you. That's why I told Roxy.
I told Roxy to tell you.
She's like, yeah, make some money on the way out, girl, because I know I'm finna die here today.
Right, might as well. Might as well. Exactly. And this is why I love Eve's character. She's one of my favorites in the show. What's going on, Haymaker?
What up?
She was absolutely one of my favorites, and she is a girl's girl. And she is always about protecting her girls, and she is just so real with Sophia throughout this whole conversation. Anything that Sophia tried to break down, she was like, I know what he is. But where the cracks really start, and I feel like we would have gotten to the same endpoint, because like I just said, Eve is a girl's girl. Once she found out though exactly what was going on with the whole hangman thing, and Sophia being at Arkham, and how she got there, who told, and who was actually covering up what was happening to your girls, to your friends, is that motherfucker over there that is doing all this fuck shit now. I have a bullet already with his name on it. Well, and I had one for you too, but I think we could talk though, right?
Well, here's the thing. I felt like she, to an extent, she trusted Oz.
Man, YouTube be hating. That's why they don't be letting our notifications go out.
Right. And she trusted him to be honest with her about the things that were important to her, not knowing that Oz don't give a shit. He genuinely does not give a shit about anyone but himself. So the fact that Sophia dropped that bomb and was like, yeah, Oz set me up for it, and my dad further set me up to get me out of here. Like, he knew about it the entire time.
Cover it up.
Exactly. And he was helping cover it up. And that's who you've been laying next to, playing with collaborating with, if you will. And she's like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I just wanted to let you know.
Right. So
we're in the same boat.
If you're questioning why I see what I see when I look at him, here's my resume.
Here it is.
Look at that. Look at that dossier, and then
go.
Tell me about that. And that right there, again, I do still think Eve would have said it anyways, but it's more impactful that she does it after this.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's
because
like, okay, yeah.
She was willing to hold it
now,
down.
now you have to.
She was willing to hold it down for Oz as long as, you know, he was able to protect them from tomfoolery.
Like he said he would. Like he said he would.
Trash. That right there, trash. But that's for later. Trash.
Bruh. Yeah,
trash.
We have thoughts. We have thoughts on that. We will get there.
And so on the way out, she gets the information, and where does she go? Directly to
does not even meet a. She goes over to Sal, checks it. Hey, yo, pops at number 2. I got this thing. We might have an in. I'm gonna borrow this crowbar real quick. I'll be right back. I gotta go run up the block.
Wise. I'll be right back. Por favor.
Bruh.
And so at this point in time, with them, Oz had got the power turned back on. And of course, it scared the hell out of his mom because his mom was asleep.
Yeah, because the radio was and it came back on blast.
Lights, radio, everything. And so even though she was scared awake and Vic was like shook, they started dancing because she was real happy that she had the music. Like at the bare minimum, all she wanted was to feel comfortable, and that music made her feel better. And so they were dancing, and having a good old time about Oz turning on the lights, and it was just like so sweet.
Vic was glazing him up to his mom so
like, yeah, he did that
in this scene. Like, yeah, see all
he did
this
it
happening?
for you.
Oz did that for you, right? Vic has become like the best fucking hype man in Gotham at this point, man. And I love his little face.
He's so wholesome.
He's a wholesome gangster. I know those two things may not go together, but it does for him.
He's so wholesome. And so they're celebrating and dancing, and then the camera pans out and all the way to the hallway where we see Sophia standing there with the crowbar. And I was like,
I said, oh, you. As soon as I saw that scene, I said, you dirty motherfuckers, you better not end that fucking episode here. Credits.
Of course they were. And I was like, and there we have it. Well,
I jumped off my couch so damn quick. Like, damn it.
Well,
yeah, it's freaking absurd. But I have one
lady,
gripe.
You're right. You're right, lady.
I have one gripe. Because I get it, Vic, you're in the moment. And you're trying to make sure Frances is good and staying in the good mood that she's in. But you heard the commotion. Yeah, you very clearly heard.
You heard it.
That door being kicked in.
It was like, pow. You just kept going.
And all you did was look and then let Frances be. Let Frances be in her crazy, okay? She knows that space well. She would have been okay if you would have walked a couple steps over and looked just catty corner to the stairs. I understand it was dark where she came in, but it wasn't so dark that he couldn't look over there, and she would be able to hide. No,
nothing. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Dang.
So
at least
yeah, he ends up getting cracked over the head. But we'll come back to that, because we start this next episode with flashback, and we end up getting to see what actually happened with Oz's brothers. And this is why I say again, I want to know who his dad is, because the other two boys, they look like they could have the same dad. Penguin very much stands out, and it's not his size. Now I'm sure that's the first thing people are going to think about. It's not his size. It's more of his facial features, even like his hair color. You need to refresh the heat and pack.
I'm trying to say, I think it's peeling, and I'm like, hold on, something is sticky where it shouldn't be sticky. Yeah, it's like peeling back down, so I had to roll it back up, which is why I'm sitting here like, ow.
That's right, yeah. Like, that feels weird. Nope. Make it stop.
Here's the thing. I feel like Oz resembles his mother more than the other two kids did.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because I look at Oz and I saw that younger actress. I could see them. I can see that. But listen, that whole situation.
The other two look more similar to themselves, though, and I know a lot of folks were thinking that Rex was his dad. I don't think it is. I actually think it's possible that Rex could at least be Jack's dad, if not Jack and the youngest one.
Mm-hmm. That whole situation. I'm just sad. I'm just sad.
I don't.
Trash.
I don't even know if I could no. Middle child syndrome. No, I don't think it's that, because that is something that has extra. But to this extent, for everything that he did, I don't think that's middle child syndrome. No, he wanted to completely monopolize her time.
Yes, her time, her love, her energy. He didn't like the fact that he had to share it, and he felt like he had to share it with his brothers, which is not really how that works, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, exactly. That is not had okay. Yes, Stannis absolutely had middle child syndrome, but I will also say that I put some of the blame on that on Robert after their parents died, because he was just the most epic fuckboy to ever fuckboy.
Yeah, Lamat, you're right.
But hey Lamat. Yeah, he had a hard time feeling remorse, and also just not being able to share, basically. That he's stingy. He's stingy with
after
everything.
All of that, he still refused to admit anything.
Yeah,
that's the weird part to me. Like, if you're gonna do something with your whole chest, I could be like, yeah, I did it. But do you want to talk about remorse? Or you don't have to. But to me, admitting that you did it is like, that's enough for me.
Exactly.
He wouldn't even do that.
That's yeah. We'll definitely cut into that a little deeper.
The mic right over.
Yeah, good job. Beautiful work.
I am tired. And so pretty much what happens is his brothers were sent to go drop off a package. And they got paid. What was it, $50?
Yeah, I think Rex gave him 50. What he looked, and why I said I think that he could be Jack's father is once he got outside, because they were shaking somebody else down. But the minute he came back and he looked and he saw Jack standing, he was like, "Hey, Jackie boy, come over here. How you doing?" All that extra nonsense. He seems to have a bit of affection, or at least an affinity towards him, and he's already paying Frances for keeping the books. I think that was her job, but he gives him an extra 50 on top, like it. I think he said something like, "Give it to your mom," but I think he very much gave that last look like, just slip that in your back pocket.
I don't think it was for his mom. I think it was just for them, like being deliveries, like, yeah, thanks. Them, like, this is nice. Delivered, something for y'all to go do some fun shit. And that's what they wanted to go do, some fun shit. But you know how sensitive freaking Oz was when they went playing hide and seek in the sewers, and they went somewhere where he was going to have trouble reaching. He got frustrated, angry, and mad, and just slammed them in a freaking water. What is that? A water tunnel? I can't remember what they're called. It was the
overflow, the spillway.
Thank you.
What I really disliked about his behavior, that's some fuck shit, but he's always been saying, like, when he was talking about telling Vic about the place, he said, like, man, this used to be our playground. We would run all up and down through here and go on so many adventures and blah blah blah. But then we get to this moment, and I hate it when you guys come down here, because now it's hard for me to move. This is I think we've gotten signs before now, but this here especially shows how delusional he is in his brain. He has romanticized shit so much. He's such a skilled liar. He believes his own lies. Because you've been saying how much what did he say to Vic? Was the line? Oh, it was this place all the time, calling me home, calling you home, because clearly you were actually comfortable down there. You just didn't want to be there because you knew your mom was alone right now, and you could have alone time.
To go back home. Exactly.
That was your issue. You didn't even want to go. That was his issue.
And he knew it because it was raining when they went down there. So he did that, closed them in there, and walked away.
Exactly.
Went back home and pretended like nothing happened for hours.
She asked twice, multiple times. Not even just twice, multiple times. Where are your brothers? Oh, they went to a movie. What movie? And he had to think about it for a second because, again, this is Penguin. He's quick on thinking on his feet, but he didn't think about this beforehand to even have the lie correct.
No.
And if she would have had the internet to work off at that time, I'm sure she would have looked up the show times and probably seen that, no, in fact, Beetlejuice is not playing. And that would have alerted her even more. But they don't have the internet in that day and age. And he sits there like, oh, it's getting cold. I hope they're not running around soaking wet somewhere, blah, 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 all this and that. And he's just looking outside the window, watching the rain continue to fall because he knows he locked them in there and it's going to flood. That's exactly what it is there for specifically, is to catch the floodwater. So, yeah, there were a lot of people that I saw that were debating whether he actually did this on purpose. Like he just wanted a couple hours with his mom. No, I think he knew exactly what he was doing and he meant to kill them.
Okay, well, Labatt, I'd never had that question.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
I didn't want to see
what
a
question?
Bruce. The question of the entire series so far, where the fuck is Bruce? I didn't want to see a Bruce. I didn't want to see a
this isn't about him. This isn't about him. We don't need to see him.
I don't need to see this man. He's already got like 19 movies. I don't need to see him. I didn't want to see him because I felt like if Batman would have showed up, the quality of the show or the meaning behind the show would have dropped, because now everybody's focusing on Batman to come in and save the day. This ain't a save the day type of show.
The rich white boy cannot come in here right now to do anything.
Rise to power type of show, and we had to see how Oz got to where he ended up, so that he could be a problem for the Batman. And
exactly.
I like that. Like, don't.
And because it leads right into what I think is going to play a big part in the Batman.
Exactly, the meaningness. I was like putting 8 words together. The meaningness, the moment, the magic.
Manic Meeks meaningness.
Come on, all these words. Be wordy. Yeah, so I'm like, that's why I don't want to see Batman at all, and I'm glad that we didn't. I'm very, very much glad that we didn't. It makes me happy.
The only person I thought might have gotten a cameo actually was Catwoman.
Nah.
And while she wasn't there physically, she does indeed though come into play in the next episode.
Later. But is this okay? So question, I can't quite remember, but in this episode, did we see the full backstory, or did we see the backstory fully in the next episode? Like what happens on the mom side? Was that the next episode?
No, the mom is in the finale episode.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah, this one right here is just showing the boys.
How at the end of the flashback, she got dressed and was like, "Come on, let's go out," and she made him promise to like to get her someplace better. That's where that flashback ended. All right.
Which I would say this is where the whole thing with him started.
I don't think so. I think he was already there.
Well, no, he was already there, but all those lies and just disillusioning yourself from the bad parts is just oof.
He was on vacation, and I appreciate that. Maybe he was busy somewhere else. Maybe while this was going on, he was becoming the Batman. Maybe.
Yeah, right? That sounds about right. Well, didn't because Carmine died at the end of the Batman, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's there. He's in the vicinity, but we're not looking at that part of town that he would be operating out of right now.
That's so funny.
And it's not going to give anything to the story for him to be coming in and manhandling kids around Crown Points now. Or Crown Heights.
I don't need you right now.
Yeah.
Trash. I'll try to trash.
He didn't need to make an appearance at all. But once we come out of that, Oz gets back to the apartment. He finds Vic bleeding from the head, knocked out, and no Francis in sight. So he immediately starts panicking. And from there, we he pushes Vic out the window because he's hearing. He hears that Sal is coming in, and he knows he's coming with the boys. Yep. So he does Vic a solid and boots him down the fire escape.
Tells him to go gather an army or something like that. Like
get the boys together. Basically, he sent them to call the banners. Pretty much.
Pretty much. But while that was going on, Oz was getting snatched. He got snatched the fuck up. He got bit the box.
And he deserved it. I feel like Sal should have just took his head off then, but they don't like to give us nice things.
Yeah,
That goes on for a little bit, and then we send a Raven. Exactly. Vic was the Raven. Sophia is now talking to Mom, and Frances is,
I love her.
She's with the shits.
With the shits.
Is what I'm saying. She's with the shits, and she is talking like all of the shit. And as much as Sophia gives her, she gives it right back. Like, do you think this is gonna do something, bitch? The minute my son get here and takes you out, I will be tap dancing on your fucking grave, bitch. Did you hear me? I said what I said. You're not scaring me. Who the fuck you think you are?
All right.
Basically, called her a little girl and told her to go sit in the corner because she has no fucks to give. And I don't blame her. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what you gonna do? Like, okay, fine, we'll do something different. So I think,
but wasn't it raining while they were talking? Was that the trigger?
That was in episode 8, I think.
What when
are you talking about in the house?
No, I'm talking about like in the house right now.
Yeah, the rain triggered her to have an episode.
Yeah, and because she goes and she looks and she starts saying like, "Oh, my boys."
Yeah, and then Sophia looks at her like,
yeah, she steps back like,
get shades.
Hey,
get shades.
Francis,
get shades.
Ma'am. Hey, Mama, Abuela, where do you think you are right now?
And then she turn around and slap the hell out of her.
Yeah, she once she heard that, she got back to clarity, and she turned around, smacked the fuck out of her,
and then
she held back down.
Like, I need you to go get shades because we need to
we have a problem, and I can see what the problem is, but I don't have the expert answers. This is literally what this man does for a job.
I need you to go to work. She's like, I need you to go to work for a second. Be a doctor.
Yeah, and of course, because he's her puppy. Now he comes running. What you need? What you need, baby? Huh? I got you. This. Yeah. Oh, let me get some equipment. Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Francis, I'm Dr. Shades. Come on, let's go sit over here and talk real quick.
Yeah, but while all that is going on, I think Sophia calls, or either Sophia calls Oz or Oz calls Sophia. I can't remember who contacted.
I don't remember which one it was either.
But there was an ultimatum for Francis and the supply that was taken over underground because Sal went there, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was it was after this. He had that's where he took Penguin after they yoked him up. Mm-hmm. That's right where they went, and they're like, yeah, all you assholes work for the Maroni and Gigante family now. You see this motherfucker, he's about to be dead. So if you want to keep your job and keep getting these checks, then you're going to just hit here and pledge of allegiance. And then somebody made one very quick move, and of course, Oz being Oz took advantage. And this is why I said, Sal, you should have just popped one in his brain and been done, because now you done got.
And it was, and the funny thing about this is that the fight, Sal was winning. Sal was winning that fight. Penguin was not able to do nothing until he started having that heart attack.
Yep.
And he had to hit him with the hold on.
Mm-hmm. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Yep.
It's the big one.
Because Oz was so confused, he looked at him and was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then we finally hit the ground and he stopped moving. He was like, this is some bull and some shit. And so he shot him like, yeah, I did that. Mm-hmm. I did that. Don't talk. And he started like talking to the dead body. And I'm like, sir, you didn't.
He is one capitalized. Okay. No, okay, but nobody else saw that part of it.
I know. But that's
all they saw was him shooting him. That's all they needed to know.
Why are you talking shit and shooting a body that's already dead? Yelling at it. Nobody cares.
Because that's what Oz is. Can he get some things done? Yeah. Is he a bit of a mover and a shaker? Sometimes, yes.
He didn't even get that done.
He's also not able to, like you said earlier, get out of his own way. Yeah, he will always take the opportunity to gloat and to big up himself before really just taking the win and then going to the next step.
And so after that, he calls Sophia and tells him that Sal is dead. I've got my supplies and they're coming for you. And she's like, okay, well, I can do you one better. How about? She was like, you bring back my mother. And he was, she was like, okay, cool. We'll trade your mother for the bliss. He was like, sold. And he was planning on like setting up stuff to not go in her favor when she gets down there. And the smartest thing she ever did was never go down there in the first place.
Yep. She took what Sal said to heart, and she was like, you know what? I can't be doing this shit like my dad would have done. He was exactly correct. Let me get into my Goonie era and come up with some new shits and shenanigans.
And she
did. Up this motherfucker. And she did.
And she did. She went out and I think she sent a car with one of her drivers. One person.
Sent the car. And I don't know why they let that guy, gave him time enough to get out for the van to sit there, because he was able to get out and run. He didn't get caught down there, and he ended up closing the doors eventually, but not quick enough to keep that guy in there.
No, because I found that not strange, but I feel like they waited to the last possible second for him to get out of the car, so they were distracted by him getting out of the car, and he just dipped, and they were like, "Oh, he ran! What the fuck is he?" Wait!
Hold on.
Oz was quicker. He ran to the car to get his mom out because he knew that some shit wasn't right, but that was the bomb.
Yeah, but cutting back to that though, before the dude ran, he actually yelled, like, I know you're in there, Sophia. Just come on out. The doors are already locked. You can't back up. You can't go nowhere. So where the fuck did that guy exit at?
I don't know. He might have just gone back. I mean, I'm trying to get out of the way.
The door was already locked.
I'm trying to get out of the way, but it wasn't like right behind him. It was still a tunnel.
I mean, and there could have been other doors that for
not even other doors. I'm just trying to get out of the blast radius. Like the bare minimum for me is to get
even getting out of that gate.
Blast radius.
That radius is still pretty wide.
Listen, I'm just trying to shimmy out of the way as best I can. I'm trying to Independence Day and hide in the corner, and then pop out.
Like come out, Sophia. We promise we're not gonna jump you. We're not gonna jump you.
And she was like, I know you're not gonna jump me because you can't jump bombs. Play it.
You're right. Right.
Can't jump this.
Called him on the phone and said, hey, homie, I left you a little present back there. Did you find it yet? And then he pulls the thing up and he sees the timer. He's like, if by chance you survive, I'm gonna be at the spot.
Exactly.
Come talk. And he has maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and this is the shit that this asshole is. Again, he doesn't think to yell, get the fuck out of Dodge. He just runs himself to where he knows he's going to be able to survive the blast shelter, which is exactly where his brothers were murdered. And I had a wish, a fleeting thought, like, yo, if this was fucking Game of Thrones, yo, the sewer Night King would have been in this bitch already, and them boys would have still been down there and got his ass.
First of all, he would have been dead anyways, because that's where the dragon and fire was. So
that's right. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. What the hell was that stuff called?
I think it was dragon fire. Dark something fire.
No. Wildfire.
Thank you, wildfire. I'm like Blackfire. No, that's a family.
No, that's the family. Oh my god! Can you imagine if Game of Thrones was actually a freaking mob setup?
That'd be cool. But I would just kill everybody. That. I'm sorry, I'm with Danny. I have a dragon.
Look, with Danny, just like her ancestor right now. Oh, send us. We are the peace.
Listen, hey.
We have dragons. Look, say Game of Thrones 3 times and Dorna shows up. I see you, girl.
Hey. Hello. I'd be like, I need you to move. I have a dragon. Well, we don't think you should. I have a dragon.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I have a dragon. Let's negotiate. Okay, the negotiation is I have a dragon.
Be careful. Be careful how you speak to me. Yeah. Cyrax is very protective.
But we're almost
so yeah, sadly, the spirits of his brothers did not drag him down to the 12th level of hell, where he belongs.
He was able to pull his ass up.
He ends up surviving. He is like, we only saw one other guy that crawled out besides him, and that's just sad.
And then he immediately got bopped by the detective. He got up and was like, once again, why don't you just kill this man? You could have killed him again. You could have killed him
so many times.
You could have shot
so
him
many times.
I'm going to tell you.
Easily.
But that's the episode. He got kidnapped and brought to Sophia because that's where he was going. And then now we're on the last one. Oh boy. Indeed.
And this is why before we cut back a little bit before the trade-off happens, and we get to see a couple of these sessions, and it was odd to me for a second, but once I saw the camera panned out of her mindscape, and I saw the setup with the lights and Shades was there, I said, okay, because she is looking like she has aged extremely poorly already from her sons being gone. But then once I saw Shades with there, it made sense because her younger self is that memory she's living, but we're seeing her as she is today because we're like just in the memories that Shades is having her remember.
It's so cool. The way they did that was so cool. And we got
that was just clever.
How hurt she was. Number one, she was hurt that her sons were dead. Number two, she was hurt that Oz did it, and she knew Oz did it. Because he
lied about it.
And he lied about it. That's three. She knew he looked at her in the face and lied and did it on purpose. That's what really got her so fucked up. That's why she was distraught. And so when what's his name?
She figured it out because of the flashlight.
What's the guy's name?
Rex.
She was talking? Yeah, Rex. There you go.
Rex.
When Rex comes in and it's like, oh, you know, maybe you should go outside. Maybe you should get some fresh air. You should do something different. And she was like, no, I'll tell you what my problem is. My problem is now I got to take care of this boy that I knew killed his brothers because he just wanted me to himself. Like, oh, well, you know, you don't know if he did that. No.
And Rex was like, are you sure? He said, no.
Here. This is the flashlight he had in his pocket that he went down there to the sewers. They were all together. It was raining. Okay. He came back up in here pretending that he wasn't with them and left them and locked them in a place. And he sat here on this couch with me while they were dying. They were stuck. They needed somebody from the outside to pull it open.
That's where I forget how it was exactly they found him, but they basically just opened that door and during one of the searches and all the water came out, and with the water came their bodies. So one, she's automatically knowing, okay, they were not at the movies because you ain't gonna just slip and fall down a manhole cover or a drainage at all. That's
she
impossible.
knew they were playing in the sewer because he had a
flashlight, exactly, because that's specifically that was Jack's flashlight, and if he comes back with that means he did something to him. Have a good one, Lady Starfall. Thanks for being here. Sleep well.
Yeah, so he knew that they were down there, and that was the worst part. Like he did that on purpose, and she was like, I don't know if I can live with him. I don't know if I can be here. I don't know if I can help raise him anymore because he's a monster. And Rex was like, well, there are two things you can do. You can like try to nurture that in him. And she was like, I don't want to do that. That shit is trash. And he was like, or you can get rid of him. And she was like, what do you mean get rid of him? And they just looked at each other.
Like, bitch, you called me for a reason. what you know what it is. You know what it is.
And she was like, okay, well, how would you do it? And he was like, say less. Say less.
Yeah, he basically gave the blueprint of what he does.
I don't know if I would be able to, to smother him, but he would have drank something that would have made him sick.
Yes. I mean, I not that I know.
I don't know. I don't know,
John.
I don't know, John. I can't do that.
Yeah. No, that would that would just take too long. And I mean, even at that day and age, antifreeze was a thing. And it is odorless and tasteless when mixed into a drink.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you out of here. I'm trying to rat poison you, get the hell out of here.
Yes, there's rat poison even could be a miss, but you're not going to miss with antifreeze.
So I'm like, just anything.
Theoretically, allegedly.
and so Rex was just like, okay, fine, you know, I'll go ahead, I'll set it up. And then we understand the reason behind her dressing up and going out, because that was going to be his last night. She was going to do it.
That was going to be the cover.
She was gearing up to do it, until he started talking about how he's going to do everything for her, and about how he's going to make sure that she has everything she deserves because she's worth it, and nobody else thinks she's worth it, but I do. I can see the good in you. I can see how much you deserve a better life, and I'm going to make sure you have it. And that speech that he gave her convinced her to call it off. Because she was gonna let Rex take him home.
And the thing that's gave me a bit of a callback, because we can see from the very beginning, this is why when Frances gets into her like super lucid views, and she's looking at him remembering, look, you said you were gonna do all this stuff. Why the fuck are we still here right now? And it was triggered doubly so once they have to go hide in Crown Heights again.
Yep.
So this right here, this is why she speaks to him with so much venom when she's in those moments, because her life is pretty much over, bro. You've been promising gold, and you ain't even delivered one little bit of, what was it, cubics or zirconium or whatever, the fake shiny things that are not diamonds.
Yep.
You've been promising all of the riches and everything that I might want and desire, and you ain't giving me shit though.
Nope. And by this time, Sophia has Oz, and so we Oz is trash. This whole entire scene with Oz, I was just like, ooh, wait, don't be my son. Don't be my son.
Bitch,
I know, Sophia, shoot him. Okay, so they get there, and Oz sees that Sophia has his mom, and he's like, you better let her go. And she was like, well, I'm trying to create a moment. And she goes into the spiel about two birds in a nest, and the one of the birds was weaker than the other bird, and then the baby bird that was strong threw the weak one out the nest, and the mom came back and didn't say nothing about it.
Nothing. Yep, just kept feeding the one that had survived.
Yep. And so she was trying to goad Oz into telling his mother what actually happened, like admitting what happened to his brothers, what he did to his brothers, and he refused to do it. And so she was like, oh, you won't do it? Okay, bet. Hey, Shades, grab a finky, grab a thingy, cut that.
You know what? Yeah. What was it? Was my brother's pinky that you would cut off, right? Yeah. Go ahead and go hand him my lightweight.
Hit that thing. And so she was like, either say what happened or the pinky goes.
Yep.
I can't.
and so much so to where it is starting to hurt, because that pressure is being applied. She is bleeding by this point, and Sophia just goes for broke and says, she already knows, my dude. She already knows.
Just
be truthful, be a fucking man, like you keep saying you are, and tell her what happened.
Admit it. And he just would not do it.
Denies it.
He wouldn't.
And how does and Frances eventually is let go, but that is only because she herself confirms it.
Yep.
And she lets loose the tirade that should have been given long before now about how much she cannot stand his overly needy ass.
I hate you. You killed your brothers. She said, I had enough love. The way she said, I don't think you understand. I had enough love. I had enough for all three of you. Oh, I was like, goddamn.
Because again, she knows, like she said, she knows him. She already read this kid's book from Jump Street. He was always extra needy like that. He always wanted to steal attention. All of this shit. Any bit of a good positive attention anyone got, even to the point to where part of his vitriol with Jack was because Jack was able to have a repertoire with Rex. And he goes by, and when they were at the beginning of that flashback, and he's like, hey, Rex, nice to see you. And Rex just looked at him like, who the fuck is this?
And he was like, you know who he is? He's a gangster. He does this, and that. And he's amazing. And he's great. And Jack was like, listen, he's trouble. What are you talking about?
He's trouble, right? Is that because not only is he young and naive, but it's also the delusion in his brain. Not seeing, no, your brother's right. He's a terrible person. What do you know exactly what he does, and you're praising all of that. Stop it. This is why not only is Jack the oldest, but I think that responsible and has a good head on his shoulders and isn't going to get swept up in that life, even if he has to live adjacent to it.
Well, I mean, I think you ain't got a choice now.
He was on his way. He was on his way to Rhapsody training, actually. So yeah, he was about to get out.
He's dead. And he's dead. But I think the best part about that whole entire scene when she's yelling at him and she's telling him all these things about how she knew and how it was just like you didn't do that. He was like, well, you don't know what you're talking about, Mom. You're sick. You have no idea
you're sick.
You're sick. Deny.
And he says that one more last time, and she again picks up the bottle, smashes that shit, and says, I fucking hate you. Stabs him right in the gut and twists it a little bit.
Yep.
And he's just sitting there with the shocked Pikachu face like, what do you mean you hate me? Mom, what? Why? I love you.
And then you see her starting to have an episode, but you also see her sons, which makes it worse. And I knew in that moment she was having a stroke. The moment she tried to talk and nothing came out, and she was like, I'm like, she's having a stroke. Looking
like they just ran away from Pennywise. Coming out, she sees the two boys soaked to the bone, and then passes out.
And it hits her head
I figure she was and hits her head, which compounded the issue. I was hoping, honestly, that would just be how she goes out.
I know,
because it gets so much worse for her because this fuckhead asshole can't even honor one of her wishes. Her last thing that she ever really asked you for
was to make sure that she
not let me go out like a fucking vegetable just sitting here wasting away. Put me out of my misery before that shit happens. I don't want to be in the throes of horrible existence locked in my mind and not able to actually live.
And he's like, okay, knowing damn well. Well, I mean, after his mom collapsed to the ground and busted her head, he broke up out of that chair.
That's what gave him that adrenaline boost.
He broke
and I feel like chair. Again, right there, Sophia, you should have been going to the gun range because you were not that far away from him.
Missed. Everybody missed.
How did y'all miss?
Everybody missed.
The freaking plot armor of the stormtroopers was real.
Listen, everybody missed. The only person who didn't miss was Shades because he wasn't shooting. So everybody missed. He was able to take out two of the people that were in there, go grab his mom, hoist her over his shoulder,
even got Sophia,
and get out and limp out.
Ran.
And then on the way out, shot that cop, which was really funny because he was like, "Ooh, drops in my eye, pow, no eye, dead." I
actually laughed. I laughed.
I did too. I was like, "Ha ha, I died."
Right, exactly, Dornis. Exactly. It's always just about him and his happiness, which is just so fucked. And that again, in the end, that's going to continue to be the thing that does him in.
Yeah, and so he was able to get her to the hospital and to see what's wrong with her. Completely forgot that he got stabbed because he was acting like everything was cool until he looked down and was like, okay, shit, now I can take care of me. And so he tried to get a hold of Vic, and Vic was on his way to the lab with the rest of the people. Yeah. And then when he got there, he saw that it was collapsed, and they were like, oh, well, shit.
Right. Yeah. No lab. Nothing.
He tried to give a rousing speech to get them to go down there and look for Oz, and he was like, number one, there's cops down there. Number two, that's not what we're here for. We're for the drugs. The drugs are gone.
He tried so hard.
I don't know what to tell you. The drugs ain't there. We finna leave. And Link gave him a nice, swift punch in the stomach and was like, dog, you got to understand when to shut up and when to just let stuff happen, because you could have got yourself killed out here. Okay? Just remember
quickly.
Remember that.
Because he tried to pull an Oz, and he called all of them out. And I don't think it was even a thought in his head. He did not fathom at all that any one of those bullets could have ended your game now.
Dead.
And I think
done it with no repercussions from Oz.
And Link coming out there and punching him. Honestly, that was a mercy. That was like, hey, homie,
because you're my friend.
I got your back, but stop this bullshit, okay?
And shut the fuck up if you want to live. Thank you so much. Blessed. And so I think this was when he gets a call from Oz to have him come down to the hospital, which he does. And he sees him in a supply room and trying to stitch himself up and staple himself.
I want to know how he got in that supply room, because that them places are not easy to get into.
No, but it was also very busy because of what was going on. Like the stuff collapsing, people coming in and out. So I can understand that in the confusion and the panic of everything that they weren't locked down like that. I get that.
No, they're always supposed to be locked. That's what I'm saying.
I mean like in the panic of stuff. Like somebody could have not closed
somebody
the door
went in
all the
once
way.
and then ran out. Yeah,
and he could have been like and just sneaked on the way in because there's just so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in there talking to him.
Don't mind if I do.
Exactly. And Vic was like, I was trying to do all this. Like, you're better than this. You can do this. We can win. We can take over the city. And he was like, oh my gosh,
bro,
did you practice that speech? That's so great.
Right.
Amazing.
Right there is where I know he was not on my death list. I was holding up the note because I knew he was still going to need a right-hand guy, but just not a right-hand guy that he actually cares about. And as soon as, they start making these big speeches or doing these grand gestures and winning, that's pretty much when, the stranger is standing in the corner just waiting for you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Flags are up for you, sir. So
Callan. What's going on? Real quick. Let me give a shout out to the homie Callan. If y'all did not know, for many moons now, I've been working with the Walking Bread channel, voicing Michonne in the Walking Dead comics. Go check them out. Links are below. And I am also voicing the character of Brianna from The Walking Dead that the homie Callan here is heading on his channel. So y'all go give him a follow and check out his work. Editing is top notch. Thanks for stopping by, Callan. Appreciate you.
Cool beans.
And yeah, I hope he gets a freaking award.
I don't know, because there's only so many awards that can be handed out.
But yeah,
there's so many awards.
At least an honorable mention, because bro, he deserves his flowers, man.
I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna do this, because there's like 5 other shows that came out this year that are award worthy.
Anytime, bro.
And I'm like, how y'all gonna do this?
Right.
How y'all gonna do this? You gotta be how y'all gonna do this? But while they're in the hospital, Sophia is like, you know what? How about I'm just gonna go back to the house and I'm done. She's like, I'm done. She was like, I'm finished and I'm done. Let's get out of here. And Shades is like,
finally realized
together. And she was like, together. And he was like,
she was like, what? You ain't got shit else to do.
And that's why he was so excited. He was like, yes.
Right. He wants to be the toy. He absolutely wants to live and breathe that. And I'm not mad at him.
I'm not
mad at him.
Do whatever makes you
go
happy.
on and get it.
Wherever floats your boat and find your lost boat. You know what I'm saying? Get your life.
100%.
And so what she does is she goes ahead and calls all of the bosses together and was like, hey, here.
Agreed.
I got a deal for you. I got a deal for you. Whoever can bring me Oz can have everything. This house, the business, the connects, the supplies, everything. Just bring me Oz. And they were like, well, Oz is dead. Bring me Oz. I said what I said. Thank you so much.
This is another one of those moments where I think the phrasing was wrong. No, don't bring me Oz. Bring me his fucking head.
No, not even that. I'd have been like, whoever gets Oz gets this house. And while I'm packing up and leaving, you can let me know while I'm in Italy. Because
I will be in there. Matter of fact, don't call until tomorrow, because I'm gonna be in the air and we can't get a signal up there.
Exactly.
So
shoot him
just
dead.
hit me up.
So and even with all the interactions this entire season between those heads and their seconds, I just knew that their seconds were second guessing everything they were doing, because you could tell them in
from
their face.
the minute
they were
Link
introduced.
came out.
Not even just Link, but like all of them. When Oz had that conversation with them with the beers outside,
and he called him. Link called him on the side and was like, "Look, I got a thing in my brain. We can do this if you really want to get help, but we got to move quick." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, all right." And yeah, we know how everybody that was in the top spot acts, and we saw Zhao.
They're very old guard. They're gonna follow the
old guard.
They're going to be like, well, this is how it's supposed to go, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the new people were like, well, if we just skip to F and then go to Z, we could do it. And they're like, no, we have to follow the A, B, C, D, E, F, G to get to that. And they're like, we ain't got time for that.
Cut out the middleman.
And that's exactly
they basically did what Sophia did.
Yep.
Cut out all the middlemen.
So while she was packing up her stuff and burning down the house, which she didn't have to burn down the house.
She didn't have to. That was a fly.
She got a call saying that Oz has been found.
Yeah,
and she's like, great, bring him here. And then on the flip side of that, we see Oz and Vic pulling up at the courthouse or like the Capitol building. And I was like, the fuck y'all doing this for?
Yeah, because Oz is again capitalizing on the extreme loss he just had. You know that bomb that went off, bro? Look,
hey,
let me tell you who did that shit. That shit
right?
was fucking Hangman, bro. I've been telling her, I've been watching them moves. She had all of the drug trade down there. And she was in on it with Maroney. Y'all know he broke out just a couple days ago, right?
About that, he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
Because if you can count on the leaders of Gotham to do anything, that is to be corrupt.
They want to take
corrupt as fuck. And what's going down?
We helped capture this criminal undercity boss person.
Yeah, and it's all because he is also one of those ones that's being investigated because the mayor, the acting mayor right now, she's actually trying to do the things Gotham that everyone claims they want to do. She is looking at the internally first, get the corruption out, and then we can start filtering out from there, which I think is a smart way to do it. But in Gotham, that will put a target on your back faster than stealing some old lady's cat.
She would have
and
to
that's
do
what
it
it is. He spun this story,
and all at one time, and she does not have the resources to do it all at one time because you got to get everybody out at the same time so nobody can warn anybody else, and she just doesn't have it. So he's taking advantage of that confusion.
Yeah, he's taking advantage. He lets Oz spin this story, and then he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this started, but you're on the list that she's going through, and she has been capping motherfuckers left and right. She's been getting them."
Yes, and
so when she comes for you, you need to make yourself look squeaky clean, so you can get past that shit. I can't help you there, but we can start this.
All right, okay, cool. And so when he goes out back to the car, Vic's not there, and then we see Link, and he's like, "Okay, let's come this way, come this way." And then we cut to Sophia, pretty much like getting rid of the mansion and getting a call and meeting at the tarmac. She's dressed sharp. She's so cute. She's like, yeah, thank you for bringing me Oz. But she looks at Oz, and if Oz could have kept a straight fucking face, they could have even killed her there. She was alerted because of him smiling, and she was like, why the fuck is he smiling? And then all hell broke loose.
I have a question. I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Why, Sophia? Why did you tell him to meet you at the place where you actually needed to go? I would have sent them to the other side of the town and then went and got on the damn plane.
I'm not meeting anybody.
And that would have been it. Don't follow me. None of that. Nope. You're not going to even see at any time, place where I land, where I'm going, where I left. I'm going to let you continually go to voicemail. When you try to call and see what's going down, he's your problem now. Screw you guys. I'm going home. And home is overseas somewhere, not in this ghetto ass fucking city.
But I can't quite remember exactly how, like in the back of him, wasn't just the seconds that was holding him? Because all the first were already dead. Like the head people were dead. Okay. So she's like, oh, thanks for bringing them. And then all hell breaks loose. And it's just her by herself, and Oz is like, let's go for a little ride. And I was like, is he gonna kill her?
Bitch, why you didn't run?
That's because it happened so quickly. So I get her being in shock because, she's never the type to be in the shits. She was never the person to be in the shits.
She should have known. She should have known from that episode where she had to call Shades to save her.
She's still not the type of person to be in the shits. So we saw the fuck up she did last episode where she was trying to shoot Oz, and it was just him, and she kept missing. So this was even worse than that. These were other people and her. And so she just froze, and she was like, well, shit, here we go. Here we are. She was thinking that Oz was going to kill her. But he was driving her out, and he was explaining to her, he was like, listen, that thing with your father, I absolutely didn't know that he was going to do that. I didn't know he was going to do that at all. I was just trying to make a way for myself. Like, that's just what it was. And all this stuff going on, I'm like, listen, I've got plans.
He's still expecting empathy.
He is.
What the fuck?
He was like, I got plans, I got people to take care of, and I got things to do, and your family just didn't care about that. You guys were so self-absorbed. And I was like, she wasn't self-absorbed until she came out of Arkham. She was trying to work with people. You are the one who put her in a position to be abused and have her mind destroyed and consumed with vengeance. That was you. But once again, he doesn't take responsibility for that. Yeah, he doesn't take responsibility for any of that. He never does
at all.
Nope. He never does. And so he gets her out of the car, and he has her face towards the water, and she thought that he was going to kill her. And so she got down on her knees, like he said, and expected a bullet, and she got a spotlight on her face. And she was confused as fuck, because I would be too. I'm like, oh,
you know,
is it really a white light?
I wouldn't have turned around.
No.
And I honestly was surprised that she actually did that.
I'd like, you need to shoot me. Shoot me.
Oh, I would have said no. If you're gonna shoot me, shoot me.
Exactly.
Nothing
shoot me.
You book, bro. Otherwise, you go that way. I'll go this way. And I would never think about your ass again.
Because listen, that's the way I am too. I'm not turning around. If you're gonna shoot me, you got to look me in the face and shoot me.
Right.
Mean what you say. Okay. Pay what you owe, Santa. Like, you got to figure
it out.
And
how did she not hear the car backing up?
Because she thought that she was going to die. She probably couldn't hear anything. She probably couldn't hear anything but her own chest and her own nerves. She couldn't hear a goddamn thing. And then all of a sudden the spotlight happened, and then the helicopters and everybody pulling up being like, you're under arrest. She was so confused, and she was like, well, going back to Arkham. Back to Arkham I go, because that's exactly where she went. Arkham. Put in there, and then we see her we see her like curled up in a corner, and then we turn and look, and it's Shades
because he went and got his job back so he could watch over his baby boo.
Ooh, delicious. He was like, yes, but that's Sophia. That's all Sophia. Sophia's done.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, no, she's not done yet. It makes sense that she would end up here, and it also makes sense that Shades would be there, because now I think they did that purposely, have him coming in with the mail, because he's actually going to be able to get mail this time, because he's going to be the one that's stopping the holdup on that. And that letter that she gets, he says before he leaves the room, you know, it's from a woman named Selena Kyle, says she's your half sister. And I was like, oh, this is the team up that we fucking need. And she should read it. I don't know what's in the letter. They don't show us, but we do at the end see a smile forming on her face.
She looks happy. She looks happy, and I'm like, I'll take that.
Oh, I always forget Callan is overseas. Yes, go to bed, sir, please.
That's gonna be me tonight.
I appreciate you.
That's gonna be tonight. I have to call off work because I can't sleep. Do not hurt your back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's at a good time. It makes it very hard to move. You don't know how important some places on your body are until you hurt them. Your back is one of them.
Lifting my thigh up at like a perpendicular, to the ground when you like doing a step.
Yeah, I can feel the strain.
The whole side, all the way down to my knee.
Negative 10 out of 10. Do not subscribe.
Trash. And I can't really take most drugs.
Which is sad. I'm so sorry.
I know, me too.
So with this letter from Catwoman here, and what I was saying, why I know that they're going to bring her back, I think they might possibly be taking a cue from the comics when it comes to these villains and not killing them in the big climax, because in the comics it is canon that she got sent back and she gets out again, and when she does, a whole other set of murders start happening, and then I think she will indeed end up becoming the Hangman.
Well, question, so is Catwoman going to be in the next Batman movie?
I don't see why not. I haven't seen like a full play up on it at all. but I'm fairly certain she would have to be because she's one of the big ones in.
Okay, that's what I was
Gotham.
wondering.
Oh yeah, and it makes sense because we know she's operating now.
I gotta finish that movie.
What movie? Oh,
Batman.
Especially showing her coming in. Rugby. Rugby's such a good sport. It would make sense that both of them would actually be in the movie. I mean, Penguin also. I think it's going to be a lot of a heavy plot with him.
I don't know. Hold on a second.
He starts his I think he's gonna do the Wilson.
It says 2026.
Yeah,
Batman Part 2 is 2026.
Do we have a synopsis of what it might be about yet? I don't think I haven't heard that. That's why I think Penguin's gonna start doing the same thing that Fisk is doing on Daredevil, and he's gonna be running for mayor.
You said you watched the first Batman movie, right?
Yes.
Did they catch the Riddler?
Yeah, he's in Arkham.
Okay. Huh.
He's at Arkham right now.
Because I'm looking at the Batman Part 2, and I know that Paul Dano, he played the Riddler, right?
I think so. I don't remember.
Because he's cast in this one. That's why I wanted to make sure. I was like, wait, did they not catch him?
Okay. Well, that make okay. See, that even more so makes sense that Sophia will very likely be shown in Part 2. What role that may play out as, I don't know. But yeah, if they have him on there, then they're going to be at Arkham for something, or maybe they'll break out together or something. I don't know.
Okay, that's
basically all of Batman's rogues gallery is at Arkham.
I know. Squid Game drops the day after Christmas. I'm so excited.
And yes, I saw. I am looking forward to that. That is what if drops on my birthday, and then Squid Game drops on Christmas. We'll definitely be covering that. Are we dropping the whole season at once
for Squid Game?
Or are they doing week by week? Yeah,
I don't know, because with more popular shows they start to do the week by week. So I don't know. I hope they drop it all at once, because it's stupid if they don't. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely be covering that when it comes out. And if what if tickles our fancy, we may do like wrap up stream for that,
like a season talk abouty.
Yeah.
I know the correct word is discussion, but I like talk abouty, so I'm gonna say that.
Talk abouty.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that from now on. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna start putting that on thumbnail and in the title.
Talk abouty.
Final scene of the episode after we get this letter is with.
We skipped a little bit because we didn't have.
Back to the hospital. That's right. Yeah.
So from here on out.
So, she had the stroke, and Oz was freaking out. Okay, you can fix her though, right? And he goes off with the impression again. The Delulu is so strong that they'll just be able to give her some meds and patch her up, and things will be back to normal. And they go in, and they're having this good celebration time, and Oz is saying, look at what I did, Ma. Look, I told you I was gonna do it. I've always been wanting to make you proud. Look. And then he turns around while he's having champagne, and Frances is not moving.
Nope.
She's barely even blinking. We know she's breathing because all of the machines that are attached to her. And he's like, Ma, he starts panicking again, calls in the nurse. She suffered a very severe stroke. She's not going to be able to recover from this. It's too late. She's cooked. And he, of course, doesn't want to accept that. He starts yelling at the lady, telling her to bring the doctor in or to test her again or some old bullshit, because he doesn't want to accept, again, that this is the outcome. And that translates to him moving her with all of the breathing aids and everything that keeps her going. And he puts her in front of this window in an empty freaking room in his new high-rise apartment. And he says, look, Ma, I told you I would get you here. And when he walks out, it does pan in on Francis's face, and we do see, the tear that is coming out, because he again is disrespecting her wishes and does not give a fuck about anything but himself feeling good. And she's left now in this vegetative state to waste away exactly where she did not want to be.
But we're missing the most egregious. the most egregious
yeah.
thing that's happened. This whole
the way we were coming up to that, and I think this is not the first time it's happened.
You see my mic? That's where I am. This is where I am right now. This.
We need to come to an understanding about what happens here. Go ahead.
Like after he leaves the hospital and everything goes his way, he's like, yes, him and Vic just sitting on this little bench next to the water, having a conversation. Like, we did it. It was a nigga, we did it moment. He was like, we did it. I'm so proud of you. He's like, you're like my family. We're gonna take over. We're gonna do great things. And he was like, yeah.
Well, you see, that was gonna be the plan, but I can't take you with me this time.
And he was like, what are you talking about? He was just so cute. Like, what do you mean? Huh?
You poor sweet summer child.
He reached his arms over to him, pretending like he was gonna hug him, and that slid that thing up to his throat, choked him out. And he was like, I'm sorry. I can't take you with me because I got to have a certain reputation. I got to be squeaky clean. And you know everything I have done. You are the only person left who knew everything I did. Down to the, like, every minute detail, which means you have to go. You can't be alive. And you're a good kid. You're a good kid with a good heart, but you can't be
a loyal kid.
You can't be here. He chokes him out.
Great, but
to death. And then he opens up his wallet, takes out the money, takes out his driver's license, throws the wallet, pushes him in the water,
can't be identified.
Throws the ID in the water, and is like, all right, excuse me, and goes about his business.
You son of a bitch.
And I watched so many reactions of people crying. Like, the moment he sat down, I was like,
I said, oh, Vic, baby, you should have ran. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to get that far because Oz has a gun, but
I just felt so bad because I'm just like, he really. But then you got to think about it. What happens to Oz's family? Those are the people he hurts first and hurts the worst. Exactly, he hurts first and the worst. Like, I was hoping that he would allow him to stay by his side because technically Vic has no history,
and he needs him. And there was also no way that Vic would have ever flipped on him because, hey, Penguin, fucking newsflash, the kid is in the same damn situation you are. He literally has no one. Nobody's gonna even come looking for him. You didn't even need to throw away his ID. No one is gonna be looking for him. Garcia ain't coming back.
Listen, and now he's not coming back. He done. He is out of here, and it's kind of sad because at the end of the episode, him dancing with Eve, pretending to be his mom, telling him he did a good job, and people are like,
he has this woman wearing her dress.
I'm like, sweetie, she is a lady of the evening. She is a paid escort, so she's doing what she's paid to do.
This is her job.
This is her job. This is not love. This is not affection. This is her job. And it's part of the reason why he didn't like her wearing her regular hair because it resembled his mother's hair. But now she's in the dress of her mother, the character of her mother. So the hair has to be up. And she is Norma Bates. Good job. Oh my gosh, just stuck. And she's stuck.
Tell me you're proud of me.
Come on. This isn't romantic for her. This isn't a great thing for her because all said and done, she's the next on the chopping block too.
Yeah.
She's not safe. And then we pan outside and we see the bat signal in the sky, and I was like, "That's appropriate."
Yeah, right. That is the only level of Batman we needed here. I see why you would want to choose him, but I think we need someone that looks a bit more like Miles.
We need a little more chocolate in the situation.
Yeah, like we have the Latino side down. Absolutely. I do not want them to skip over that, but it's important. Miles's full look is very important. So I would like them to cast an actor that had those qualities. Yeah.
We would like that. We'll see what they're going to do. We'll see.
For a hot second, I was seeing that people wanted, I forget his last name, Caleb, I think is his first name, from Stranger Things. Lucas?
Oh, McLaughlin or something like that.
Yeah.
McLaw.
A lot of folks were saying him, and he is of the right age, and we already know the kid can act his ass off, but he's not Latino. So nah.
We'll see if they stick with it. Hopefully they do, because they do have to change stuff sometimes. But hopefully they understand that for Miles Morales, it's very important because it's part of that Spider-Man's backstory.
It's absolutely a part of his story. Yeah,
but that's where the series ends, and we finally get to see the little hint of Batman that everybody wanted. Everybody was expecting to see Batman. I don't understand why.
Right.
The show was
called Batman Penguin. Didn't need to be in here.
The show was called Penguin.
In here.
You didn't need to see him. I didn't want to see him because if I'd have saw him, it instantly brought me back to cheesy comic book, and I didn't want that because this was so good. It was so tense. It was so ridiculous. I love it. My gosh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So overall for the season,
10.
Where are we going?
10.
Agreed.
10.
Agreed.
10.
10 out of 10. Absolutely. And I really hope that they do season 2 justice. I think I saw somewhere that they were definitely kicking that around, but I don't know. We'll see how that pans out.
Instantly.
Ha! 2 snaps, a twist, and a kiss. Come on with the men on film. I love that.
I don't know. Would there be a Penguin Part 2 if the Batman movie, wouldn't the Batman movie typically be the Penguin Part 2? Because that's his demise, right?
I don't think it'll be demise. I think they'll send them to Arkham. But that depends on I think that depends on how they want to play the mayor arc with him. If they keep it like what was it Batman 2 from the 90s, Tim Burton Batman. If they keep it to that, then yeah, because that Oz, he also ran for the mayor's office, but they took him down by the end of the episode. Also, end of the movie.
So I feel like maybe that would be the story of.
It could all tie in, and then maybe do some more in-depth stuff for season 2. We'll see. Let's see. Aiden says, do you think if Frances didn't have her stroke, that Oz would have taken her out to be squeaky clean, or no? Yes.
Because it does 2 things for him. It helps him follow through with what his mother wanted, and it gets him a squeaky clean background.
Yeah, because if they do search anything into him, and they will, they would definitely see her, and then they would start doing actual checks on her. And they would see very quickly once she was evaluated that she has dementia, and that also is a liability because she could just start spouting off any random shit that she might have seen Oz do. I don't even think it would have gone that far.
I think it would have been like, oh, you want me to be squeaky clean? Bet. Vic's dead, mom's dead.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made it that far because she didn't want to live like that anyways. He just didn't have he just didn't have I don't want to say balls. He just didn't want to get rid of his mother because of how she made him feel. But if she became a liability, gone.
Yeah. Everyone he does, and she's already a casualty, sadly, the way she is. I feel like it would go down to Eve, because again, Eve is girl's girl and she has heart. I think she would die very swiftly after pulling the plug on Frances.
No, I think the Penguin would kill his mom. Period.
Well, no, and I'm saying how she is right now.
Oh, right now,
because she can't talk, so she's not a threat. I'm saying Eve would do it because Eve would have pity for her in that situation.
My thing is she even allowed to be where she is?
Oh, and at his penthouse?
Yes. Is she allowed to be upstairs? Like, if upstairs is not just completely open, I'm pretty sure there's a lock on that door or something. I'm pretty sure that she doesn't have full reign of his apartment. If she's not even allowed to be up there.
Yeah, doesn't mean she wouldn't necessarily. You can break in.
No, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you break in to kill somebody and then try to get out? She's not gonna do that.
I don't know. It would depend on the storyline. I'm just saying if it ran into anything like that, that's a possibility.
If she were in the building and she was the one taking care of her, oh, absolutely, she would do it. But if she were just like she is right now,
Oz wouldn't pull the plug.
Oz would pull the plug.
Right now? Why?
Oz would pull it.
She can't tell anyone anything.
No. But if he needed to, he would pull the plug.
I
don't know. Oz does not care.
He doesn't care. I know.
He does not care about
with
her.
that.
Right now, she being up there makes him feel better. But if he didn't need her, she'd be gone. Oz would pull the plug. Oz would pull the plug and push her out the window. Oz would lock her in a room and set her on fire. He don't care.
I'd say that it'd have to be the fire. That glass on those windows is way too thick.
I'm like, listen, she's flying. She's flying. She's drowning. She's burning. He will go ahead and kill her. He does not care. Him killing Vic lets me know for sure. And his brothers,
and you're right. Yeah, you can't put anything past him.
That's why I'm like, Eve is in a precarious spot because now she has to do everything he says.
Yeah,
or she's dead for sure. I'm like, girl, I don't want to be.
Well, not even her. No, he would threaten the girls because that would be
kill her. That's the thing. Like he doesn't need any leverage for anybody. That's the thing. He doesn't need any leverage. She's like, oh, do what I say or I'm going to kill you. If I don't want you here, I don't want you here. That's the thing. Like if I don't want you here,
but I'm saying it's a control thing is what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like if I don't want you here, you will not be here. I don't need to blackmail you or do anything like that. I tell you to sit down. You don't want to sit down? You don't want to sit down? Pow! I'm not going to be like, if you don't sit down, I'm going to go get your friends and I'm going to hurt them. And then you're going to sit down. I'm just going to shoot you. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to eliminate it because I don't need you.
I think that might end up being a little too much trouble than it's worth.
No,
but it really does. It's going to depend on how they even play that. And I'm trying to think I don't remember if it's any type of like really long time that he's able to keep the territories he has. But I do know that he is connected to the Court of Owls, or at least that's how it was in the comics, if I remember correctly.
The movie and the show and the second movie, what is the time frame?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know how far or what's going to have happened. Okay. For when part 2 comes out. So between between the movie and the show, for movie 1, it's not been that long.
Because someone was saying like, oh, it's been a week. And I was like, I don't think the waters would have receded in a week. It would have still been nasty, messy, mucky in a week. So I feel like it may have been like a couple of months between the movie and where they are now. Because water just doesn't recede in a day. Especially if it's flooding like flooded.
Yeah. That does take a while.
I'm like,
I don't think 3 weeks. Lady V says.
Okay,
just 3 weeks.
Yeah, because I'm like,
and that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because people are like, oh yeah, it was only like a 3 or 4 days, and I was like,
yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, it definitely wasn't days.
Yeah, I'm like that. So okay.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks, and 3 weeks really isn't that long.
Because it was still nasty and like they still had stuff piled up and getting rid of stuff. So I was just wondering the time frame between the 2 movies and the show, because if they're going to do a season 2, then I'm wondering where the season 2 of Penguin would fit.
With that's definitely going to depend on what they give us for Batman
the movie
2. Yeah,
Batman.
And that's if he doesn't get locked up. And I'm actually questioning now what could happen that would make them put him in Arkham versus just sending him to a regular prison.
See, I don't know enough about the Batman lore to make a suggestion.
Yeah, well, for the movie purposes, because it's different.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about the lore even to make a suggestion because I don't follow the DCU. So I'm like, I can't even, because the Batman with the Penguin, I remember, didn't he die at the end of the movie with Michael Keaton?
Did he?
I thought he died.
It's been a while since I watched that movie. He may have.
Yeah, because I thought he was like stabbed or something, and he was spitting out like black stuff from his mouth. Danny DeVito was like,
yeah, I remember that. They had this dude walking around eating a whole ass raw fish like he's fucking Smeagol. Walking through the freaking what was it? The Capitol building, I think.
Yucky.
Hang off them, yeah. Like,
Yes.
ew, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
how did you go from being born and then eating cats?
Yeah, the Danny DeVito
Like his parents
penguin.
watched him. Yeah, Danny DeVito penguin. His parents like watched him eat a cat. Like,
And
was
they threw
milk
his ass in the sewer.
not
They
an
were like,
option?
oh. They were like, oh.
Out for a stroll over there. Oh,
Oh.
there's someone put a baby in that water. Oh well.
Flip it. Yeah. But okay.
They try hard to get rid of him.
I need to get my behind out of the seat. It's starting to
Yes, indeed.
drug. I gotta switch the patch.
Okay, so he did die. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how they
him
play
down
it.
the river. You're right. I forgot they did that. He did. Oh, I did it to myself.
All right, y'all. You'll be all right. I don't believe we have anything going on Tuesday. Oh wait. No, Agatha's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doing Agatha Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll be on with Heidi for Dune Prophecy episodes 1 and 2.
Expect me to know nothing.
That's all right. We can wing it.
I watch the show and I will be like, Dune. Because I know none of the backstory, none of the history, none of it.
She knows what. Well, and that's where you're good to start here because this is a prequel from all of that.
Cool beans.
So yeah, you will not need any prior knowledge. And Friday, I'll be on with the ladies 1001. We're going to talk about Scrooge because it is in the Christmas seasons, and Scrooge is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
My mother watched that a few days ago.
Yep, I watch it several times a month.
She likes it once like Thanksgiving happens. She's just Christmas movies all the way until the first.
Yep. I'll be watching all of those. The Grinch, Die Hard, all that stuff. So join us for the fun and games. And yeah, I love Home Alone Part 1 and 2.
We're literally just getting ready to leave. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, Chantal. Damn it. You coming now? You don't miss the whole outro even. We are literally about to click the button. But thank you guys, and thank you for coming in anyways. It's always happy to see you guys. So yeah, don't tune back in when we come back for Agatha. We got to wrap it up. I think Heidi's gonna be here with us, and hopefully Sphinx or Lady D will be able to come through. We'll see.
Cool beans.
But have a good, safe evening, everyone. Chat with y'all later. Peace.
Bye.